Hey guys, Zen here, and today we're back with Rainbow Six Siege, but if you're someone holding out for that precious news for Rainbow Six Quarantine, then we're also going to speak on that. Now, guys, I hope you're ready, because we are officially within the 2-week mark of next-generation consoles, and there are ways to take some of your library with you, especially if you're someone upgrading your copies of Ubisoft games, like Assassin's Creed and Rainbow Six Siege. And in this video, we're going to clear up the exact steps so you're ready for what's next. But what's next for this video? Well, a quick word from our sponsor, Manscaped. Gentlemen, you already know that Manscaped offers the best male grooming essentials in the industry with the Perfect Package 3.0. But what about in between and after shaving? Well, Manscaped just created a new collection specifically for those jewels called the Crop Care Kit. This new bundle now includes the Crop Preserver deodorant, the Crop Reviver, the Crop Cleanser hair and body wash, and the Crop Mops, which are hygiene wipes, and an all-in-one handy on-the-go kit. And you can sign up for the Peak Hygiene plan and get a replenishment of all your favorite Manscaped products delivered straight to your door. My personal favorite is the cleanser, the hair and body wash. It's moisturizing, smells great, and refreshing after a long session of sweat. And so guys, if you order today and use promo code ZEN20, you'll get 20% off your order and the Foot Duster foot deodorant as a free gift with checkout. So click the link at the top of the description to get your hands on the Crop Care Kit, and your weapons below the waist will appreciate it. Alright, so guys, we're gonna begin with the Halloween event, or Christmas event, or I guess holiday event is the best way to put it here for Rainbow Six Siege. It's a bit confusing, honestly, because on the one hand, it is centered around tricks or treats, but on the other, there's gingerbread men and candy canes and things you'd look at for Christmas time. But no matter what holiday we're celebrating here, it is honestly a fresh breath of air, and a lot of you guys have been asking for thoughts. So for those that just haven't been hands-on, it's Siege's version of Kill Confirmed, complete with respawns and no gadgets, so pretty much everyone is on an even playing field. Basically, the first team to collect 50 treats wins the game, and kills can go all the way up past 100 if you neglect to retrieve the sweets dropped by the enemy. No gadgets, no reinforcements, and no limits on loadouts either. Everyone can opt for an R4C with a 2.0 scope if they'd like, and it's really just about going in and firing off until the game ends. Now, as fun as this may be, not everyone is super pleased with it, and there are some reasons why. The first is that, for all intents and purposes, this is not Rainbow Six Siege. The core gameplay of Siege is effectively gone here, and depending on who you are, you either love it or you don't, and there's nothing wrong with that. Recently, there's been an ongoing narrative throughout the community if Siege is actually too sweaty and too difficult for a new player to get involved in. Now, we've spoken about this many times on the channel because, yeah, it is one of the most prominent issues that has always been a part of Siege, and as far as just any other playlist, it is still something that there's really no answer to. But to me, it's events just like this that serve to counter that exact issue, and it honestly baffles me why there would be any problem with that at all. I myself love the sweat of Siege, and I feel like I understand why so many others do as well. It's because you have to actually work and spend quality time with this game to get ahead. Unlike most other shooters in the space, you can just pick them up, and as long as you have a basic knowledge of shooters in general, you can find some kind of success. And Rainbow Six Siege just isn't like that. You have to dedicate time to learning about it before you get anywhere, and that means something to a lot of people, and so I can appreciate that. But at the same time, that doesn't mean that every single angle of this game needs to induce bodily sweat just because it's Rainbow Six Siege. And so for me, an event like this shouldn't be considered a sweat fest. And if you're someone who more casually plays Siege and is having fun, then I see it as a win. Also, I think this is a wonderful way to warm up your aim and practice up before you go in and play traditional Siege, because I think it's just far better than, say, training grounds, and you can get a lot more done. Now, honestly, I think the highlight here is the map. The aesthetic is a bit loud and bubbly, but the layout is a traditional 3-lane TDM style map, and I think it works well. Again, because of Siege and how it's normally played, the standard maps just wouldn't have worked here, and so I'm glad they took this approach. Just to wrap up the point, I think this event is well worth your time if you're new, or you just want to break from all the sweat, or just want to play Siege without actually playing Siege, as strange as that may be. There are, of course, a full set of puppet-themed premium packs to grab up if you fancy them, and Ubisoft even announced a pumpkin carving contest for those that want to express their raw talent. The event ends on November 10th for those curious, so there's still time to enjoy running through Frost's bizarre nightmare, and I honestly feel bad for those with pupophobia. Next up, Rainbow Six Quarantine, the most elusive of all Ubisoft titles. So if you didn't know, Quarantine should have been out by now. It actually had a release window of before May 2020 after its initial announcement. Now, recently, Ubisoft held its earning conference, and in it, they actually delayed both Far Cry 6 and Rainbow Six Quarantine. The reason they gave is that there are struggles with production because of having to work from home as a result of the current state of things. So, yet again, Quarantine is being delayed and pushed back until the earliest being fall of of 2021. Now, of course, no one can be blamed for how this delay took place because we've known for a while that it's affecting everyone in the gaming industry. Games journalists are doing most of the production from home, developers have migrated entire teams out of the studio, and this, without a doubt, causes delays. But there is one shining light for this announcement, and it's that Quarantine is actually being developed, and it is still a game. We've heard next to nothing new about the game, but there's always questions about what exactly it is. For those that don't know, Rainbow Six Quarantine is a 3-person co-op game set in the Rainbow Six universe. It is not an expansion to Siege or a DLC. It is a full-on game of its own that'll be separate to Rainbow Six Siege. Now, it will have operators and even mechanics from Siege, so leaning, gadgets, that kind of thing. And just to name a few of the operators, we'll see Ella, Lion, and Vigil, but more of the roster have been confirmed to take part in it. The last update we got was a leak, and it mentioned a ranked mode, which of course is interesting considering this will be a co-op game exclusively, and also that it'll focus on replayability and tension. Now, I've personally been holding out for some kind of new information because I think this is the perfect counterweight to the competitive side of Siege, and for those that want to take a break or just experience Siege's smooth gameplay mechanics in a new setting, I think it'll be a great change of pace. So I know it's super unfortunate that Quarantine is now about a full year away, but initially when they delayed it, the CEO of Ubisoft said it was to bring up the quality of the experience, and so hopefully when it does release, it should be worth this extremely long and confusing halt. Moving on, we can go over the next-gen upgrade program for all of your Ubisoft titles, including our very own Rainbow Six Siege. So for those of you who saw our last update, you'll know that Uplay and the Ubisoft Club have merged into Ubisoft Connect, and it's Ubisoft's new platform to host all of their games. They released a pretty detailed outline of how exactly you'll transition from PS4 to PS5 and Xbox One to Series X or S, and there's even some titles that can migrate from console to PC. Now, the details are important because there are a few next-generation consoles that are digital only, which poses its own set of problems, and so let's get into it. So the games that'll support full cross-progression, so basically they'll follow you to the next generation of the same family or PC, are Assassin's Creed Valhalla, Immortals Phoenix Rising, Riders Republic, and Hyperscape. Games that'll have cross-progression between the same family of consoles will be Watch Dogs Legion and Rainbow Six Siege, so your account and all the stuff you have, Black Ice included, will follow you. And then games with a free next-gen upgrade, so if you already own the game on PS4 and upgrade to PS5, you'll get the PS5 version of the game completely for free, will be Valhalla, Watch Dogs Legion, Phoenix Rising, Riders Republic, and Rainbow Six Siege. Now, it should also be noted that if you currently have a disc version of a game, say Rainbow Six Siege on Xbox One, and you move up to a discless version of next gen, so Series S, you will not be eligible for the free upgrade. In that case, you'd have to have the digital version on Xbox One to get the next gen upgrade for Series S, and the same applies to the PS5 digital edition. The last thing to note is that if you do move up to a PS5 or Series X, you'll have crossplay between the generations of the same family, so you'll be able to play with your friends on PS4 or Xbox One. And then finally for this video, guys, we have an incredible trailer for the November Major. Just watch this.
In a split-second decision, your vision fractures into a world of infinite possibilities. A whole universe lives in that fraction of time. A universe born from experience that fed your intuition, firing faster than a synapse, drawing on lessons of defeat and victory to make the right move in this moment. A singular moment exploding with multiple outcomes, but only one can be great. Only one reflects the reality of a pro player. And reality is what they make it, with conviction. The true pro knows their time, makes their move, and takes their place at the top, where only the best of the best can call home.
So I cannot wait to see this event take place, and of course the best of luck to the teams competing. I'm still holding out for the 6th Invitational next year because each one has been an incredible experience, and it'll be there we learn about Year 6, which is said to be the most defining year of all time for Rainbow Six Siege. But that's the end of our video today, guys. If you did enjoy it, drop a like, subscribe if you're new to the channel, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. It's been Zen. I'm out.